Hello, Inside Kurdistan listener. I am Dida Ferdoun, and today I am meeting up with one of the most positive and lovely people in Erbil. She is originally from Philippines and from all over the world too. We talked about her title on the podcast, which she will tell us what she thinks about it. Here is our conversation with the best April. Hi, April. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How
Not
are you?
normal. I like to hear that, but not normal answer. Like, really, how are you today?
How am I today? I'm overwhelmed,
Mm-hmm.
but every day I
We
make...
are in August, guys. In April, it's
Yeah.
something normal. So the next.
I'm overwhelmed, but overwhelmed in a sense that I'm grateful and I'm happy for what I'm overwhelmed with.
Mm.
That's the thing. I always think about the things that I can be grateful for and the opportunity to be able to work on and be able to choose the things that I work on
Mm.
is everything that I could ever wish for.
Hey guys, I must tell you something. Before I start our conversation, I would like to have this program in Kurdish too for our Kurdish audience, because I know what positive energy will you get us through this program. So I'm like one of your student. So sometime I will lose myself here. So, I mean, it's so exciting with you. I don't know how I can start with you, April, but there's much to talk about. For example, about your personality, character, and your job as a yoga trainer and as a humanitarian too. So what do you prefer? So how we can start this conversation or this program? I know you are coming you are original from Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
You are here in Kurdistan right now, and you went through a lot of stuff, through a lot of the countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my teacher, start you. It's your stage, it's your office, please.
Okay. Okay, so let's start with the very core of what I like to envision in my life. So
Okay.
let's start with the vision.
Mm.
And the vision is generally what we pray for ourselves. And I've had one prayer for myself since I was a child.
Mm.
It's to be able to live a life of adventure, with passion, and to live with purpose.
But when do you recognize that? When do you...
When I was 10.
It's so young. In 10 age, so how you know what you want, what you don't want to? When do you... When do you know, like, how you know, like, you can accept that and you can reject that?
Mm-hmm.
In 10 years old is so young.
Well, I've gone through a lot of twists and turns in my life, and I think my journey started at a very young age. I'll give a disclaimer. I love my mother. I love my family very much. And I come from a family of very strong women who have done everything in their power to be able to expose me to powerful women like them and to all the possibilities in life and to embrace them as something that I can have for myself. But somewhere along the way, my life became harder. And I could discern for myself from a very young age what I had and what I didn't have. And so I knew what it was to be rich, and I knew what it was to be poor at a very young age. But even in those times when I felt that I was lacking in something, whether it was food, electricity, or being able to pay for my education, everything always came together with hard work, with prayer, with love, that I could be able to pursue the very necessities in life, like my education. Times were hard, and I couldn't pay for tuition, but I learned very early on how to crowdfund, to ask people for help with humility, and to do everything in my power to deserve the love that people were giving me.
So nice.
And so, because I could see that for myself in my life at a very young age, and the value of this love, these blessings of opportunities, I knew for myself that it was something that I wish other people had. If I were to walk down the streets, like you said, I'm from the Philippines. I'm from a third world country as well. And opportunities are not a dime a dozen. It's reserved for the few.
I want to tell you or ask you something. Is that sometimes the location make you this person? Like for me, if you ask me also, if the people also ask me like how you became a journalist, I'm thinking like if I was or I born somewhere else, I didn't know if I thought to become a journalist or it was interesting for me because the location when you see some or a lot of the problems or the issues around you, if you don't have that too, but if you see around you the people have that, you became this passion after that.
Yes,
it's really that is for you too. The locations make you this. You decide or became this character or this person.
The context that I grew up with helped me to understand the possibilities. My context, my situation made me understand what it felt like to not have these possibilities in the present moment. So in those times when I looked at myself and I had to stare into darkness because we didn't have electricity, or I was worried about my next tuition for school, or I had to message a friend so that I could eat a meal. Those moments made me understand what a lot of other people have to go through. But being able to have the resources to ask for help and actually get help is the very big difference that made my mentality what it is.
Yeah, because a lot of the people or
most people don't have that.
They are shy or they cannot or
they just don't know people that can help them also.
Or they personality they are shy. How they can became the people or accept that not everyone can do everything. So you must ask. We should ask.
Yeah.
I
mean, the answer is always no if you don't ask.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what's the worst that can happen if you don't ask? You gotta know.
Then
it's the same as not asking.
Okay, tell me, when do you start your first job, or I don't know how I can describe this thing also, like first job. How?
Okay.
When
this is a funny story. This is a funny story. Okay. Remember how I say, education is super important. To be able to pursue your education is a blessing and opportunity in its own right. I lost that when I was in university. I was a football scholar. I was doing all the things. I was getting all great grades and I was playing my sport, and then I lost it all in one swoop. I fell into a very deep depression after my older brother passed away in a car accident.
Sorry for that.
Thank you. And it hurt so much that I actually envied him for the fact that his suffering was done. So the depression set in. I couldn't move. I couldn't study. And I lost my my grade standing, my academic standing. And then I injured myself in my in two knees, and I used it so badly as an excuse to stop performing and to stop my responsibilities to my football team, and then I lost my scholarship.
Wow.
So when you're in university, the things that matter in your life are very simple. The academics, the extracurriculars, the friends.
Okay.
All of that I lost within a matter of few months. And so I decided that I didn't want to pursue any of it anymore. It was the first time I really felt the depression set in, and I dropped out of school. So I never finished my university degree. But then one day, my older sister said, "I feel like you're so lost, and you just need a little bit of guidance to find the light in your life again." And she reintroduced me to my relationship with God. Now, we practice different religions, but we believe in the same one. So let's not make this a religion thing. But that nudge from my sister, it helped me to remember this relationship. And I said, Lord, I've done everything that I could to take it all away.
Okay.
And you send all the messengers, all the guardian angels to stop it. I was so destructive at that age. I think I was 20 years old, doing all the wrong things. And you know what? I just got to the point where I said, if God doesn't want me to leave yet, His plan is greater than mine. So it's about, and then I started looking like, what purpose could I possibly serve? And you know what? I met my husband like a few days after.
Wow.
I met him, and in the first week that we were together, I told him, "This is what I'm going through. This is my mentality. Take it or leave it."
So direct. Listen, okay, should we say where is he from also?
Yeah.
He's from German. He's German from Germany, and
they're known to be
so
very direct people, but no, them Germans, they never met a direct person like me.
In Philippines.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I told him, like, this is what I'm going through, and I'm lost. I admitted it to him in the same breath that I admitted it to myself. I'm lost. And he was like, that would be such a waste. Like, if you don't feel like you have options, you do. You just have to look for it. And
so he was your advisor?
Yeah,
or
like he was like
person?
a support. Because nobody ever knows this side of me. Nobody, like if you talk to my friends or my family, nobody knows this part of me. I'm always like the strong person that gets things done and like just rams through the wall, And then in that one time that I actually decided to be vulnerable outside of the church,
But
that's what I got.
Did you wait for someone to help you or support you at this time? I mean, not your man. Maybe it was you made a good friend.
No.
Or did you wait for that? Did you feel like you need support, or if doesn't, like, could you do that alone?
I don't think so. Sometimes you just reach a point where you can't pick yourself up, and you just need that helping hand. the first hand that helped me was my sister.
Mm.
The second hand was my now husband. But sometimes I understand this for so many people. Like, one hand is not enough.
Mm.
Like, sometimes the burden of our trauma and of just our emotions can be very, very heavy.
Mm.
But yeah, I took the first step that I took after he said, look for your options.
Okay.
It's like, okay,
What kind of option I have?
I went back to my university, and then I was like, please take me back. And then they were like, maybe next semester, because you really screwed this one up. I was like, all right, this ain't the way. And then I posted on my Facebook, and I asked for help. I asked,
What kind of help?
I asked random people. I was like, I'm a college dropout, and I need a job.
Okay.
Yeah, I need a job.
Mm.
I need anything to do.
Mm.
And then I got 3 job offers in 2 days.
Wow.
I think mostly because I had worked up to that point very hard to show people that I really work hard, and that I want to be a leader. Little did they know.
Maybe the people also, all the leaders or the manager, when they see something like that, they feel like they have passion for that. They are full of energy. This young person, they want to help. I feel it sometimes when I'm in this position. I feel. With all the experiences, of course, like I had some situation, maybe I threw a lot of this situation when when I may meet some young journalist people, I feel like a person, like I feel this person can be, they work, okay, maybe they don't have a lot of the experience, because of his fresh, new in this field, but if I feel they have passion, they are ready for everything, they want to learn, they are ready for learning, because we all, I think, in the learning process, and I'm one of that, always, like, I never, like, say it's enough or done for me.
But that mentality is also very rare. And that's why, like, when people are able to recognize you as that type of person, it's very easy to say, let me give you a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
I was very forthcoming. I was like, I'm a screwed up person right now, but I want to take a first step to bettering myself.
And did you start?
Honestly, I didn't like the opportunities that came my way, because.
But did you feel at this time, you have chance?
I felt like I had a chance, but then I felt at the same time that I had a choice. So, here's the thing: like, a lot of people that come from a space or a place of limited opportunities, they'll take whatever they can get, right? But you can actually attract, and this is me looking back, and looking back is always 20/20 vision. You can see very clearly. When you're in the situation, it's hard to kind of say, like, let me wait. Yeah.
But sometimes I did sometimes, for short time, because I had like a long-term thinking about that, but for this short time, why not? Because when I was in Germany, like, I want to try everything to know myself, my character, to learn more the language, the community there, the society, how the system going on. I tried a lot of stuff, and I knew from the beginning, so it will be for the short time, because I knew also I looking for something bigger than that.
Yeah.
So anyone's, like, if you said, like, I knew also I have a chance, and I have choose to.
Yeah.
That is very good. That's very good point, actually.
So of the 3 job opportunities that I received, I didn't take any of them, and instead, I contacted a distant uncle.
Okay.
That I never really talked to at that time, but I knew that he was open-minded, and I knew that maybe he would take a chance. He was running an adventure travel agency.
Okay.
And I had been I had been studying tourism development, so it tied together. So I told him, I messaged him like, Uncle, can I have a meeting with you?
Okay.
I want to pitch myself to you. And then he was like, okay, sure, come over to the office.
Okay.
And then the first thing I told him was like, Uncle, I'm a college dropout. I didn't finish. Don't expect that much, but I will work hard.
Okay.
Any questions that you have that I don't know the answers to, I'll find the answers. Google knows best. Google knows best. So if you have it in your pocket, you know the world.
So what
So-
he say?
And he said, okay, what can you do? And then I looked at he had a map of the world on one wall and a map of the Philippines on the other. And at that time, I knew that his company was focusing on very specific adventure travel abroad. And don't get me wrong, like the tours that he was selling were amazing, like Central Asia to Indonesia, but not Bali, but like more like the Borobudur temples or like the Bunaken Islands, like very specialty adventure things. And you know what, like I looked at him and then I looked at the map and I was like, point at the map and tell me and ask me what you can find in that specific spot.
Okay.
And then he's like, okay, points at one place. And I was like, okay, that island, okay, let's say it's Siquijor. It's the middle island. It's like, okay, and that island is not the best of anything, but it has a lot of everything. You want beaches, it has a lot of beaches. You want to go diving, you can go diving. The murky mud diving. If you want to go hiking, you can hike to the waterfalls. You have so many waterfalls and caves that if you didn't want to see people, you don't have to see people. But the most important part about this island is the people, because it is at the very heart and center of the Philippines, where at the same time they've been able to preserve the culture of traditional medicine.
Nice.
Some people call them witches.
Wow.
I like to call them healers, and that's what they like to call themselves too. They are healers. They harness their ancestral knowledge of the plants, the energies around the environment to help heal you. You know?
So it was a successful
So it was a
meeting with-
successful meeting because he hired me right then and there.
Oh, okay.
And so my first job was actually to map out the Philippines in the same way that I mapped out that island for him in
So
one
we can
in one
say
breath.
your first job was like a tour guide?
It was as a it was essentially as an adventurer because at that time, if you traveled around the Philippines, you couldn't really travel. Like this was 2020, 2020, 2021. So at that time, the only resource that you had were the blogs of backpackers. So you could never really string the information along or go to one place and have a ready service. It's like here in Kurdistan, essentially. But yeah, so my first job was he gave me a few hundred dollars to go backpacking for like 2 months
Okay.
to identify the undeveloped destinations and the contacts that we needed in each place, and to kind of organize the contacts and community so that we could open it up for tours.
Wow.
I made up my job. See, that's the thing. If the opportunity isn't there to fulfill the vision that you have for yourself so that you can uphold your values, you can.
Yeah. We are in the mental health course right now. I mean, I'm telling you guys, like, I will lose myself in this program slowly. April, how you can describe yourself right now in this level after this all this stuff you went through?
What do you mean? Sorry.
Like how you can like tell yourself who you are today?
I just answered this yesterday.
Okay. Okay. Can you repeat that again for us?
I was struggling with the idea of my personal branding because most of the time when people ask you when people meet you, what's your name? What do you do? Where are you from?
Yeah.
And that's the thing,
title,
it's like the first line of your LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, like mine is all over the place because I don't want to be tied to one thing. There's nothing in life that tells us that we need to be tied to one thing. And I remembered this TED talk about multi-potentialites.
What's that?
So the word multi-potential, like having many potentials. It's being able to pursue the different paths at the same time because you have the energy to actually do it. Because you don't have to be tied. So I love business. I love humanitarian work. I love my community development and mental health work. Like, I love all of it. I'm not going to tie myself to a 9 to 5 that tells me I can only do this one thing. You know, my day, if you look at my calendar, it's segmented for all these different roles.
But can you like focus on something also, or it's just like time to time, or in one day you can do everything, you can be everyone, and you can be yourself too. So it's just too hard. Can you do that? I mean,
I think when you become, so this is what I love about yoga and being able to meditate. It's that you learn to be aware.
Water? I mean, you can comment.
You become aware of how your body feels, how your mind feels. And in work, in the context of work, you learn how to optimize for energy. So I don't organize my time according to the time. I organize my time according to when my energy is going to be high for deep work in each thing. So most people start their days early, like you. Oh my goodness. You start your day hella early. If I were to do what you do, maybe I'd have a longer day. I'd have more time to work on the different things, but I would never have the energy to survive the whole day. What I found is if I organize my energy to be in bursts of 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, I can produce as much output as I would if I worked on it for 2 days.
So by me, sometimes like I like to have routine in my life, you know, because I travel a lot. When I'm traveling in the field, in some like in conflict area or some like I'm searching for where's the problem, we should work on that, you know. So we should cover that. But like when I'm coming back or to home or the workplace, sometimes I'm losing this feeling of the where's hometown is, you know. I feel like everywhere, if you feel there's problem or the people need you to cover some stuff or issues, you know, with the time you feel this feeling. So let's say like we are in Erbil. I'm coming in Erbil back, so I looking for the routine sometimes to not lose myself in something,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I would like to wake up early to do my stuff,
Mm-hmm.
to manage my stuff before we start this website Kursan in.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like that. I was like me and my cameraman, or
Mm-hmm.
somehow with the editor. We travel to cover stuff. Now I have another responsibility. That's why my life, and with the
Yeah.
time, with my age, sometimes
Well,
is
those are
also
what you would call your non-negotiables. So
okay.
I mean, you can put these activities anywhere as blocks of time within the day.
Mm.
But you choose to do it in the morning. I choose to do mine like at 10.
Okay. No, actually, I don't know. I mean, I like to see the sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. Okay,
Wow.
not in summer in Erbil. I mean, generally it's nice. So around 6:30, 7. Okay, 7:30.
Oh my gosh.
I'm doing like running in the park to have
Yeah.
like small thing for yourself in the beginning, so
Wow,
I can.
you run in the morning?
Yeah, you know that in the park. Samed Rahman Park, so something like I feel I do when I
wow.
do that. I will prepare myself to the work and for
That's
the people
so good
too.
though, because the fresh air really invites so much fresh energy to you.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work for me, but like it works for you, so I'm happy for you.
Thank you, and
Yeah.
for all the people, they are morning person.
So when you organize, so here's the thing that I find a lot of people do, if not most people.
Mhm.
They organize their time based solely on their work, and then they push the relationships aside.
Mm.
Like, oh, I can't make it to dinner with the family because I have to work overtime.
Mm. Like the
It's like-
priority more for the work
More
and
f-
after
more
the-
for the
mm,
work.
mm.
So remember my prayer: adventure, passion, purpose.
Mm.
What does passion look like? It's being able to wake up in the morning for a life that you're excited to live. And what excites me in my life is my relationships. And the work is awesome. The work is fulfilling. But the purpose of the work comes after the passion for life.
Mhm.
And so my relationships come first. So first, I wake up to my relationship with myself.
Mhm.
I wake up, I stretch, I meditate. I say a prayer to God, and I say a prayer for all the people I love.
Mm.
And then I do my chores, sit down with my coffee, organize the day. I break up the day with a beautiful lunch with my husband. And if you want to meet up, we'll meet up. If somebody needs me, somebody needs me. So every other part of the life, the work, the extracurriculars, everything has to work around the non-negotiable times in a day that are blocked off.
What are you doing with your German man, with your German husband? So you are like different than him, with a lot of different culture stuff.
Oh, we're different in
Yeah.
pretty much every aspect.
Like
Every
work
single
must
thing.
to do's,
Yeah.
and I mean,
I'm trying to get him to employ my system, but it's not working.
yeah, not at all.
No, but
Or
he does
there's a
ask
lot-
me.
A
He
bit hope.
he
stuff.
gives me the freedom to plan the day, and then he has
That's
to
cool.
like kind of conform to it. Of course, he has to be my driver.
Oh my god. April, how you start making yoga course in Erbil?
Because so
Or why?
why did I start? Because
And how to?
yoga helped me so much with my mental health.
Hmm.
You have the ebbs and flows in life, and whenever I have those moments, something always calls me back to the mat. Something always calls me back to yoga. And yoga is that one grounding practice, or my yoga mat is that one grounding place where I can feel like the world doesn't have to exist in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's that safe space. And so when I moved here with my husband, I mean, I'm going to put the cards on the table. I did not want to move here. I was happy already in Tajikistan.
Okay.
But
before Kurdistan,
before Kurdistan, I was in Tajikistan with my husband. Essentially, I promised my husband that because he had lived for like 4 or 5 years in the Philippines already to be with me, this part of the decade, I would live and work wherever he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we support each other's careers, and I'm more flexible. I can create. I can do. I can create partnerships and find opportunities wherever I'm planted.
Mm-hmm.
So, and my husband is super fucking sorry.
Okay, don't listen to this part.
My husband is just so supportive.
We don't editing that. But I mean, yoga and meditation are something strange in the Kurdish culture. Like
So when I moved, when I moved here, I didn't want to be here, and I was so unhappy, and I wanted to train myself to become happy again.
Okay.
Because I was lonely, and I didn't know a lot of people who have the same mentality as me, who have the same energy as me. You know, if somebody tells me that two bottles of beer is gonna get them drunk, oh no, how will we be friends? So, So I was really thirsting for something that could help make me feel a little bit more at home in a familiar space. So I started looking into yoga classes, and the opportunities were very limited. At first, I really went to
do you think
the yoga classes here.
adventure sometimes make you tired? Or
Yeah, definitely. Putting adventure first is
or
tiring.
Or I think you didn't you were not like ready for some new countries, or this travel make you
I think it's
walk
because
fast?
like I'm just a very social person in general. Like I love being able to spend time with different people, random people, learning. But then if you're in a new country where well, let's put it this way, as a woman walking down the street, I had a very bad experience. I had many bad experiences. So in my first year in Kurdistan, it was very difficult for me to even leave my apartment. So I would only leave the apartment to go out to dinner. I didn't even want to go down to the grocery because going down the elevator felt so dangerous to me. Like men were following me out of the elevator, and men, like in the street, men were calling to me. You know, it was very difficult at first. And now I feel like I'm more strong and I'm more secure. I've made friends with all the guards, all the staff, everybody that's always around me.
We know. I make friends through April now in my hometown. You know, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So
through you, I know a lot of the people. I mean, right now, I'm strange here.
So yoga became that familiar space. You know, being able to find those 2 classes that I could go to, but at the same time, I felt like one was in a lady, so there were 2 active yoga teachers at the time. The rest had left or had gone dormant. We had one that was mixed, and then the other 2 were ladies only. And to be honest, like, I liked them, but I knew for myself that this wasn't my practice. So I felt like maybe if I could if I could reawaken my yoga teacher practice, I could offer that practice and space to people who resonated with me, who liked the style that I practice, or who liked the kind of space that I prepare. And so I actually even though I had at that point been a yoga teacher for about 3 years, I really took 9 months to finish a 2-month advanced teacher training course to fully understand how to change my style, how to adapt the practice for beginners, for different body types, for different body ailments and aches. Because I look around me and people are looking for those ways that they can heal, that they can learn, that they can grow. And it's just such a big space, and I felt like this is it.
Understanding the mental health and yoga too. So did you expect that from Kurdish society here?
I really didn't. Because when I first started, it was all it was only expats in the humanitarian field that would say like, oh, that's interesting, maybe I'll go. But then when I posted one time on the Facebook groups that I was going to do a donation based pay what you want, pay what you can class at the park, the first day 30 people showed up. And 25 of them were local.
Wow.
I taught 2 classes that day. And each one was quite large. And I was floored. I was like, this is the validation I was looking for. People need this. And, in the same vein that I was trying to use my practice, my yoga practice as a service, it served me more because every time I get feedback from people that, oh, that made me feel good, oh, that made me feel better, oh, I'm practicing now on a regular basis, I feel so good.
Wow.
Like, to be honest, I feel so good by being able to be a witness to people's practice and progress. I mean, a lot of people, they stop. They start and they stop. They start and they stop. That's fair enough. I do the same.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
But I find that being able to watch the progress in people, it makes me so happy. And if it helps them along their mental health journey as well, in the same way that it has helped me, it's all worth it.
My God, April, I mean, I lost myself. I lost the time. And the time
This
is
is
running.
a long podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I we are fasting, like, it's 1 hour. I mean,
we haven't even talked about the actual humanitarian program.
Exactly. Can you tell me short what we before we start? You talk about something interesting. Really, I want to start with this part, but I want also introduce yourself, you exactly to the audience or our listener. They don't know April. Actually, we did before 5-6 months before, I think.
The video.
A feature about April in the our website, also kursanin.net, in the which category? It is people and places. Yeah, I think people and places. So go in the website and check out. Let's see the nice April in the practice yoga stuff with. I mean, I'm not in this class, right? Yeah, I'm not.
You were there.
I were there. I did. I don't know. And after that, I don't remember actually. But I was busy with the feature and with the interview. It was so interesting what she said actually at the time until now. I mean, yeah. But you will live Kurdistan soon, right?
Yeah, I will, because I mean, the whole reason that I'm here is
I'm tired of
the
this comment,
humanitarian. No. I still have my humanitarian hat on, and um, while I got the work while I was here, I've become quite attached to it, to the idea of humanitarian work. So I am working in humanitarian mine action for a local NGO, a national NGO called Shareteah Humanitarian Organization. It's based in The Hook. We have offices in Mosul, in Sinjar, Ayodhya, and Telafar. Our main work is in mine clearance, so clearing land and making it safe for people to live, educating people about the risks of explosive hazards in their area, and how to practice safe behaviors in the presence of these hazards. But we also have an education program to help out-of-school children and people in danger of dropping out of school to come back to school or stay in school through remedial courses and through a variety of activities that helps to re-engage them, re-engage them and give them the knowledge and the skills that they need to be able to thrive in school. There are so many reasons why people stop school. But if the opportunity is there, why not, right?
And what about the library?
Oh, yeah. So this project started 1 year ago. And we just started the second year of the project last month. I asked our program manager for this one, if I could give you one wish, of a resource, something for the children that we haven't been able to get through the grant, what would it be? And she said, I wish they could have libraries. If we could put one mini library in each education center that we have, it would help teach them and encourage them in ways that most people don't even think about. Like being able to read and explore different stories. This is where I learned about adventure. Like when you don't have the TV and you read a book that's telling you about all these people, all these places out there in the world, it ignites your imagination.
Yeah.
If you take it out, if you take out the book, borrow it, what does that become? It becomes your responsibility. And the sense of responsibility is something that develops a different skill inside you as well. Knowing that you're responsible for this book and you're responsible for other people, for other people's opportunity to be able to have this book. It creates all these new things inside young children. I was like, wow, all right, I need to grant this wish. Okay. Now, of course, we can't change the grant that we already got. So, this month, I'm going to do a fundraiser. So, people are welcome to donate money, of course. People are welcome to donate books for the mini libraries. I will personally collect it wherever it is within Erbil because it's hard. But yeah, I will personally collect it if you don't want to bring it to me. And you know what? For the entire month of September, every class that I teach at Sami Park will be for this. So if you come to join me to practice yoga at the park, you can either donate a book or donate money to buy a book.
So this mixing between your stuff or your passion and your job and your humanity filled stuff, all together, it is, guys, April.
It all comes together.
Time is actually since 10 minutes is done, but I was like so happy, and all your stuff. It was so interesting, and I'm sure the listener also will enjoy this conversation and the program. I wish you all the best. Like, you make a lot of nice stuff here in Kursan and with me, with all these people who know you from here and from your energy. Thank you to be with me. Thank you for your time, for your energy, for your smile always. And I wish you all the best and successful, and yeah.
Thank
all
you
love to
so
you.
much for having me today.
Thank you for you. You can also listen to the Inside Kurdistan podcast through Spotify and iTunes.